Hi! Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I am 10 minutes late again. I had to get my kids to the bus and walk the dogs, my usual routine in the morning. I never know if I'm going to get here right at 9:30 or be on time. So my apologies. But let's get started on Rapunzel. Yay! I'm gonna do like a little tower Rapunzel picture, I think, because I had some pictures of my daughter that I took, and I think I want to have her in the window and of a tower, and then have all the like floating lanterns around her. I think it's gonna look pretty. So my inspiration for the background of this is this little drawing from the Tangled movie. I'll get it popped up here so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is from the Tangled movie. And what I liked was the waterfall in the background and the bushes here at the bottom. And so I'm gonna do something similar to this for the background, except it's gonna be a night scene because we're gonna have the lanterns coming over the, I guess, over the mountains here and into the valley, like around the tower. So I'm really excited for this one. I think it's gonna be so cute. And let's get started on the background. All right, so these are the stock images that I chose for this one. Let me get them extra large so you can kind of see better. So I've got some trees here. I have the waterfall. I've got the sky and the window for the tower. And the rest of the stock is actually going to be from Pixel Squid. So we'll get started, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use the hair or not. I have her wig, but I was kind of thinking maybe I could make it look like it's coming, kind of going around the tower and like really make it look like very long hair. So we'll see if we can do that or not. But yeah, let's get started. I'm going to turn this camera off so that you can concentrate on the editing. So let's do that. All right, let's put this over here. So the very first thing I'm going to start with in this one is probably the tower in my Pixel Squid. So I need to open my Pixel Squid here. I usually don't start with the tower, but since it's going to be in the foreground and it's going to take up most of the picture, I need to see what's going to be showing of the waterfall and whatnot. So we'll just log me in here. There we go. Okay. 7 F C. I knew you guys were gonna pick the Rapunzel over the Turning Red. I don't know if you guys have you guys seen Turning Red, or is it just because it's not as popular? Like my kids loved Turning Red, and I thought it was super cute, and I loved the whole relationship between the daughter and the mother and stuff. But yeah, I don't know, something about the Disney princess stuff I just absolutely adore. So I definitely know why you chose this one. All right, so here's the tower. So we're gonna open the tower first, and I'm just going to turn it onto high resolution and turn the shadows off, because you're not gonna see the base, and you're probably not even gonna see the top of the tower either. I'm kind of not sure how I want this to look. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see how we want to place this thing. All right, so it's already a smart object when you drop the Pixel Squid stuff in. So we will just hit Control T, and we're gonna resize this. Oh, I forgot to have the, we want the chain clip downs because I don't want any distortion of it. It's gonna be massive in this. It's gonna take up most of the side here. Now I'm just debating whether I want to see the roof of the tower or not. Because I was kind of thinking it'd be more like this and have the window here, but it might just be too much, you know, it might just be too much. So let's see what we want to do here. Maybe we do want the roof in, like something like that maybe. And with these windows, I'm probably gonna clone these out. But let's get the rest of the stock in first. So I'm gonna just make this one say tower. And let's get the other stock in here. And we want all of the other stock is gonna be underneath. So where's my folder? Let's start with the waterfall one. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of touch up on that one because I need to clone this dude out. Let's just see what is our what is it called? The fill gonna do. Oops, nope. There we go. Let's see what our content aware does, if it's going to do a good job or not of that. Oh, that's amazing. It did a good job. Woohoo. I'm doing a little happy dance. You guys can't see it, but I'm doing a happy dance because sometimes it does not work that well. All right, so I don't want any of the sky. So what I'll do is just maybe select the sky and bring that mountain back a bit and bring this one back. Okay, now I'm just gonna invert this. I'm gonna go select and then inverse, and we're just going to grab it and drag it over to here, and we want that in behind. All right, so now I'm gonna right click and convert it to a smart object. Control T, and we need this to be a lot smaller. And it's gonna be like here at the bottom. Just not sure where I want it to be placed. Maybe around here. And we definitely need to cover up this bit down here with those bushes. So I'm gonna close this now and we'll bring the bushes in. 1 second guys, my dog's whining at the back door. I'll be right back. Okay, so let's just copy this and we're going to go remove background. And that did it perfectly. So we're just gonna drag that over. And well, okay, not perfectly, but pretty good. So let's just make this we'll convert it to a smart object. And I'm gonna go Control T, and we're just going to resize, place that somewhere. How do I want it to look? Maybe like this? No, I definitely want that thing covered. Maybe like right there. That looks pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna click on this. I'm gonna double click on this layer, and think I chose like right in here. So I'm going to go to our quick selection tool, and then I'm gonna hit select and mask. And I'm just gonna go in and with a kind of a smaller brush and see if I can paint out some of this white. We need to go a smaller brush. This is way too big. Okay, let's just bring some of those leaves back in here. Okay, let's go back to that +1 and get some of these white taken out. Let's see how this does. Okay, so I might shift that edge back to like the middle here and just see if that looks better, because yeah, I think I had the shift edge way too high. There we go. So I choose to do a really small brush on these because if you go a little too big, like if you go too big, it could select, I mean, there's a possibility that it's going to select too much of the branches, although this one seems to be doing really well because the white and the green are so different. But when you're working with like hair, like sometimes it does something weird. So I like to work with the smaller brush. This one seems to really be working quite well actually, with the white and the green. Okay, I think I'm getting pretty close to where we don't have it showing, so let's press OK and see if that did the trick. Just go in a little bit and see more of these. And I'm just kind of pressing very lightly and going really slowly. That way I can take a step back if I have to. And I'll just hit OK and see, go backspace. Oh, gotta invert it first. So if you hit Control I, it'll invert. Oops. Oops. Let's go back. Select a mask. Okay. I don't know. My controls are being weird. So I'm just going to go like that and then hit backspace. And that should select out all the whites. So now I'm going to close it and I'm going to say yes. And let's see what it did there. Did it do... Did a good job. I'm kind of messed up in here, so I may have to go back in and do a bit more, but I'll do that later. This definitely looks a lot better than it did, so I will go back in and fix that later. I want to get more of the stock in here. All right, right, so let's do the sky. And we want that in behind the mountain here. Oh, behind the mountain. Control T. Oh, sorry. Yes, it's a smart object. So Control T. We can move it. How big do I want this? Maybe just right even there. Right there looks okay. Just wondering if I want the clouds in there or not. Maybe not. Right about there looks good. So we'll hit enter on that one. And let's darken up the sky. So we will go to our brightness and contrast and clip that to our waterfall. And I'm just going to bring the brightness down. And we want to do a hue and saturation on there. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Nope. Color balance. So we're going to go here, color balance. Right click and clip that to it, and we're going to add a lot of blue, and we're going to take some of that magenta out, just a little, and some cyan in there, more blue, like that. And we want to kind of do the same thing with these trees, brightness and contrast. Right click and clip that to our trees and bring the brightness down by a lot. And a color balance, and right click that, and we're going to add a bunch of blue in there and some cyan. Not so much cyan actually, just a bit. Okay, right about there. And with our tower, we are going to put a brightness and contrast on that one. We're going to right click and clip that to it. Bring the brightness way down. Way down. And another color balance. Right click. And we want to put a lot of blue in there. 1 second, my dog is howling outside. Gotta go get her. I know, she's barking. Right, Duke? Sammy, come here. Good girl. What are you howling at back there? Huh? Howling at the neighbors? All right, so I'm actually thinking the sky, no, the sky looks good. Maybe it needs to be a little less blue magenta. I think it's got a little too much magenta in there. But let's just finish up with this one. Ugh. Okay. All right, that looks pretty good. So we're gonna add some of the lanterns in. I think I'm going to like kind of select out some. Let me just close up these trees here. No. All right, so what I'm gonna do with the lanterns is I'm just gonna like take my lasso tool and I'm just gonna select some of them. I don't want any, oh, that was a really bad selection. But I don't want any of the big ones yet. I'm just going to select some of these smaller ones. And we'll just hit shift and add those ones back in there. Okay. And I'm just going to grab it and bring it over. Hit OK. And I'm going to bring that down to just above the sky, but behind the mountains. And we're going to right click and create a smart object. Control T. I'm just going to make those step back there because I didn't have the chain down. I'm just going to make them kind of like small. I think they need to be smaller. Okay, and so what I'm going to do, because of the black, I'm just going to see what it would look like if I put this on screen. Or, oh, here you go, lighten works really well. So we'll do lighten. And I may have to just paint some of these out, and I'm gonna probably add more up in here, and I definitely want to have them coming closer in the valley as well, so we'll just keep adding those until we are satisfied with the lanterns here. So I'm just gonna put a layer mask on this, and with my black brush, fairly hard, I'm just gonna paint some of them out here at the top. You know, I feel like these need to be smaller even still back here. So I'm gonna just resize them to be smaller. And we'll have more coming up here. So. Okay, I'm going to actually just make a copy of this layer. So I'm going to go select, layer and duplicate the layer onto our Rapunzel. Okay, and then we are going to turn that to a smart object and resize. Control T. And they're going to be pretty small. Okay, again, we're going to put this layer on the lighten. And we'll paint, just keep painting some out on this one as well. I'm just gonna see what they look like bigger. I mean, I think that's gonna be too big. Back there. Maybe if I paint some of these bigger ones out, that would work better. Yeah, maybe that's okay to have them a little bigger like that, but all right, I still want to paint a few out. So I'll get my brush. Come on, brush, go down. There we go. So we're gonna paint some of these like bigger ones out. So yeah, I'm just kind of, any that look a little faded or not blending nicely, I'm just painting those out. I'm not sure about this big one here. Well, obviously I'd have to fill that in, but let's see. That's probably okay to have a bigger one there. All right, and then we're gonna have some coming down. So let's look at this other layer here. We want that in front of the mountain. Oh, not clipped to the mountain. So we'll release that clipping mask. There we go. Now, obviously we don't want a giant crowd in here, so we'll be painting some of those out, but all right, let's see what this layer looks like on the lighten. Yeah, I don't know if this layer is going to work on these, so I'm probably going to have to select, I'm just going to delete this layer. Oops. I will probably have to select them and actually bring them in separately. So the reason I chose this one was because some of these lower lanterns, I wanted to have one really quite close, so these ones obviously wouldn't work with the tower. I want them to look like they're like next to her. So I'm just going to get my magic select tool and just select one of these lanterns here. Oops. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, and so now I'm just going to go filter, and we're going to, select, and we're going to modify, and we're going to feather, and we're only going to feather this selection at 1, and then we'll just grab it and bring it over. I think I put it behind the mountain. I did. Okay, let's put that up here. Okay, so we kind of want it to be close-ish, like it's floating down into the valley here. We'll do some more in here, down in here. But obviously, this is way too red, so let's just do a color balance and clip that. And add a bunch of cyan, blue. It's not really working. Let's try, I think what we need is a hue and saturation actually. So we'll right click and put that down. I'm just gonna desaturate it a lot. And we don't want it to be like so red. We want it more yellow. So like that. And with these, we're going to just put them in a group. These are the lanterns back here. We're gonna go Control G, and we'll say background lanterns. I don't think my nails keep making me mistype things, but oh well. All right. So with these ones, I'm actually going to put a brightness and contrast on them, and I'm just going to clip that down to the whole layer, and I'm going to darken them a little bit. It's not quite going to work, is it? Shoot. Now, why is it? Yeah, no, that's not going to work. Okay, I think they look fine in the background there. Yeah, let's keep working and grabbing some more of those other lanterns then. I'm just gonna do a little selection here on this one, like right in here. Okay, Alt, nope, Shift, bring that one back in. All right, now we're gonna just drag that in over here. I actually want this one to be in front. 10, Control T. And I'm just gonna make them smaller. See what that looks like. Actually, I think what I'll have to do, I'm gonna take a step back. We're gonna put that back to normal. I'm just gonna turn it to a smart object here. And what we'll do is try to remove the background on it. No, okay, that's not gonna work. So I'll have to delete this and do that over here. So I'm just going to make a copy, and I'm gonna go remove background on it. And hopefully it'll just remove all the black. It did all right, not the greatest. So let's try this something different. Let's make a copy of this, and I'm gonna go select, and I'm gonna go color range. And I'm just gonna pick the black and I'm gonna hit OK. And then I'm going to go to select and modify, and then I want to feather the selection. So just at 1. And I'm just gonna hit backspace. And there, that's a much better selection. I can hit Control D to deselect. All right, so now I'm just going to grab this layer and bring it over. And we're going to turn it into a smart object. And we go Control T, and I'm just gonna make these smaller here. The background. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be painting out a lot of this. So yeah, let's just, maybe I won't even paint it. Maybe I'll just select a bunch. And oh, I can't do that. Okay. Never mind. I guess I can't do it that way. Control D to deselect. So I would have to go on to, like, I'd have to click on the layer and deselect all of it, but I want to see how it's sitting in the picture. So I'm going to actually just put a layer mask on it and paint them out. So roughly, I'm just gonna do it pretty rough right now just to make sure. Oh, that's not quite Control Z. I want to keep some of those. Okay, let's go back. So definitely want to get rid of this one. And keep a couple of those ones floating over there. All right. And this one, Control T, we'll just kind of move it over a little. Right here. And maybe we could have some more floating down, like in here. Oh. Go back on the layer mask. So maybe something like that. Let's bring a couple of them back right up in here though. Yeah, about right there. So that looks pretty good. And I might go in and paint all the little ones out, like, because the little dots. Yeah, we'll paint all of these out. Because I just want to keep the bigger ones for this one. Like, we'll do something like that. But right now, I'm just going to leave it and get the rest of the stock put in. I don't want to do, like, too much painting out right now. All right, so with this though, with these ones, we also want to do a hue and saturation. So I'm just going to clip that. I'm going to desaturate them a bit and maybe just a little brighter. And a little more on yellow side. Actually, that's pretty good. I think this one I desaturated it a little too much. So I'm just gonna bring that saturation back up a bit. And a little darker to match the other ones. Like something like that. We'll keep working at those lanterns. They look like they're gonna be a bit of a challenge. But it'll be fun. Okay. So I'm just gonna put these in a group. Sorry, this one and this one. And we'll call those foreground lanterns. Okay, this is the bushes. This is the waterfall. Oops, what happened there? Waterfall. This is the sky. Sky, waterfall, bushes, tower. Okay. And I like to usually put these all in a group themselves too. So tower, Control G, bushes, foreground lanterns, waterfall, and sky. Okay, I'm just gonna save this. All right, so now with these, I think I want to take all of these windows out and place that other window that I had for stock. So I can start doing that on the tower. And I think what I'll do is I'll just click on that and let's see if use our autofill. Backspace. It's working all right. I may have to do this. Those ones did a lot better, so. Okay, Control D, and then what I'll do with this is, and we're just going to clone the windows out. You can select, and I'm just gonna and just something like that was off a little bit there. So I'm just gonna hit step back. So we'll try that again. Okay, and the side windows, maybe we can leave the side windows. I'm just going to do one more of the autofill to cover up this mark here. So Shift Backspace. Okay, Control D to deselect. It looks okay, but it could be better. So I'm just going to see if I can use my patch tool. Maybe match up some of these stones here. Like that. Hit Enter and Control D. Oops. There we go, Control D. All right, that's looking better. So I'm going to close this and I'm going to say yes. And there we go, we have no windows. All right, so I need to put in the window. So we're gonna grab this one and bring it up here. I can probably close these actually. There, now I can bring it over. Okay. Let's go remove background, see if it takes that window out. Good. I actually did the opposite actually. So never mind. Actually I could invert this. There, I just inverted the layer mask. And we can bring this over to our tower. And I'm actually going to we've got a clipping mask to the tower here. So we want our window to be fairly big. Just figure out where we want her to be, like there. Ish. I kind of want the stones to be similar sizes, I think. Let's see, so yeah, I think right about there. Now we need to I think this might change the entire color of the tower. Yeah, it does. Alright, so I'm gonna have to release the clipping mask. And we will just have to blend the bricks in. So first off, I'm going to just paint that away. And then we're gonna bring this down and just kind of blend these bricks into the tower. And of course, I'm going to change the color so it matches better. So we will put on a color balance, clip that down, less magenta. Okay, and then we'll do a hue and saturation. Right click that. I'm just gonna see if desaturating it and darkening it will help as well. That helps a little. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more work on this window here. It's still a little too red, I think. There, that's better. Okay. Now we want to paint the window out I'm gonna put some kind of backgrounds and stuff in there. So we're gonna paint this part out. So put a layer mask on the tower, and we're just gonna paint the window out at 100%. All right, let's clean up this a bit more. I've got to get going to get my son pretty soon, so try and finish this part up. Okay, so let's do maybe what we want